nights like tonight that you dreamed of playing the beautiful game. Beautiful indeed in Charlotte, North Carolina. Welcome to Military Appreciation Night presented by Famous Toastery. Famous Toastery is an official sponsor of the Charlotte Independence, the Independence Soccer Academy, and American Legion Memorial Stadium. It's Charlotte welcoming Miami FC. Mike Watts, Lloyd Sam with you for the call of this one. We take a look at the Atlantic Division standings as to why this game matters so much. They're brought to you by Birdsong Brewing Company. Right now, Charlotte is in that three-way near tie for a playoff position. Miami FC, however, closer to the top than the playoff line.
They are closer to the top, but, you know, there's a bit of space. They're on a bit of an island, but they're still going to want to get that 3 points. They're going to be chasing those teams at the top. For Charlotte Independence, though, this is such an important game. They don't want those other teams to get away from them, so this is 3 points would be great for them.
A win or a draw and into the top four for the time being. Let's talk about how these teams got to this point. If you're Miami FC, you know you can run with anybody.
They can run with anybody. They've climbed that table, and they've done it in some style. These are three players up top: Forbes, Reed, Francois. We got to add in Walker as well. You know, they've been causing a lot of problems, and they've kept it tight at the back. That's very important to get that balance.
And if they are to be tight at the back, they look to a player like Paco Craig, who's won titles and all league nominations.
Yeah, and they've got 3 clean sheets in a row, and he's a big reason why. Wins a lot of his duels, wins headers in the air, and then when it settles down, he can get on the ball and play as well. I'm a big fan of him.
Meanwhile, for the home side, this is a Charlotte Independence side that's made a ton of additions. They're moving up the standings. They're trying to prolong this good run of form and make a run toward the postseason.
Yeah, those additions they've brought in. One of my favorite ones is Christian Fuchs. You know, he's got a great story about winning the Premier League, one of the best ways to win it. So you can imagine the experience he's brought into that dressing room. You know, they've got some other players, Sylvain Marveau as well.
Marveau is our player to watch, presented by Great Clips. What impresses you most?
What impresses me most is, you know, he's not the fastest player, but he beats you with skill and guile. And you got to really appreciate players like that. A very smart player, and he's going to have to be on his game tonight to beat this Miami FC defense.
Well, Charlotte was 5 unbeaten going into Tampa Bay and lost for the first time in close to a month. Can they get back on track against another side from the Sunshine State? Miami taking on Charlotte. Lineups and kickoff when we return to North Carolina.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Hey guys, this is Gabby Douglas. If you have an active lifestyle like me, hydration is key. That's why I love the Hydration Watermelon Smoothie from Smoothie King. With more electrolytes than some of the leading sports drinks, it's a cleaner way to hydrate and recover, with no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. So try the Hydration Watermelon Smoothie from Smoothie King. Order online for pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Fun fact, you know Mountain Dew and spicy chicken is the perfect combo?
Does it look like I don't know that?
Okay. Didn't mean to ruffle your feathers.
You know, we both did the employee training, Gary.
Okay, don't jump down my beak.
Doing spicy? Do the do.
There are currently 2 million American spouses and children whose family member was killed or disabled in defense of our country, which is why I founded the Folds of Honor, providing educational scholarships to the families of 1% of the Americans who protect our freedom.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Please join our squadron today. Your $13 a month speaks volumes and changes lives forever.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Welcome back. Tonight's match is presented by Famous Toastery. It is Military Appreciation Night. And Famous Toastery is an official sponsor of the Charlotte Independence, the Independence Soccer Academy, and American Legion Memorial Stadium. Mike Watts, Lloyd Sam, starting 11s. Speedy Williams is away with Jamaica, played 90 minutes as the Azteca. He's out. Anglin in.
You said the word speed, and I'm looking at those front three right there. They all got a lot of speed to burn. And that's going to be a key for them, getting those guys going and getting in behind.
For Charlotte Independence, they've made one change. Adam Armour steps in, Marcelo Palomino to the bench. He is available.
A player I really like there is number 19, Enzo Martinez. Get him on the ball. 56, Marvo as well. A lot of creativity there. They will hopefully, create a chance or a few for Para to get on the score sheet.
So we're about ready for kickoff. It's the all-orange kits for Roadside Miami FC. It's the Folds of Honor kits on Military Appreciation Night this evening for Charlotte. Referee takes a glance at the watch. Big matchup in the Atlantic Division. Miami in 3rd, Charlotte in 5th. And we're underway at American Legion Memorial Stadium in North Carolina. Charlotte 8-8-3 on the year. Their goal difference is similarly level. This is Fuchs.
You hear Paul Dalglish already. He sounds up for it. You hear the tone of voice, how he's barking out those orders. That should tell you about how much it means at this point of the season to pick up points.
How important it is 30 seconds in to start to get this right. Both these sides can score a goal early in this game and drastically change the way it will be played the rest of the way.
That's true. An early goal always helps. It settles you right down. It lets you know your game plan is working. The other team gets a little bit anxious, so both of these teams will probably want to keep it tight early and want to catch him out on the other end.
Armour. Roberts leads the way in the back alongside Fuchs and Riascos. Well, Johnson unable to corral that for Charlotte. Palacios. 4 players away for World Cup qualifying tonight, or international duty in the case of Brian Silvestri. Lamar Walker unused against Mexico for Jamaica. Speedy Williams played 90 minutes at the Azteca in a 2-1 loss. Joshua Perez is yet to play for Miami FC. Recent signing, subbed on late for El Salvador under his uncle Hugo Perez against the U.S. in a 0-0 draw. Johnson.
Good shape on that cross, no one there. Just want to go back to what you were saying about Speedy Williams. That's a big miss for Miami FC. They've missed him a few times on international breaks, so it's like you're at a disadvantage because you have such a good player. You don't really get all the rewards for him going as the club team.
Well, when we spoke to Paul Dalglish, he said, look, in the lower leagues in England, if you have a certain number of players called up for international duty, you postpone the midweek game. Not the case in the USL Championship.
Not yet. Maybe it's something, they'll want to look at some point. Because you look at Miami's bench, 5 players on the bench? That's a struggle.
It's turned over a bit awkwardly and a bit of a campfire around the loose ball. Dummied through by Enzo Martinez. Roberts. Well, Johnson's 8th appearance of the year.
A lot of space out on this left side.
Martinez can attack, and he's run over from behind by Bolu Akinyoti.
Those areas are areas Martinez is dangerous. He didn't have a player ahead of him, but if he can get turned right in that pocket, he can cause problems.
This lost by Enzo Martinez. Here are tonight's keys to the game. They're brought to you by Gatorade. If you're Charlotte, deal with the speed Miami brings.
Have to deal with that speed. It's no secret at this point. Forbes, Francois, Reed, all going to be trying to get in behind. You can't let them get going.
And then spread your wings for Miami.
Spread your wings. On the converse side, you just want to let them wingers get going. You want to get them on the ball if you are Miami FC. I think that's going to be a key part of the game. What song comes to mind when you say spread your wings?
I'm trying to figure out why we came to that conclusion, but sadly my Catholic upbringing comes to mind.
That was Mike Watts. I got to give you credit. I like that. I like the witty keys for the game that you come up with.
Lloyd does the heavy lifting. I'm the piano player to his piano carrier. By the way, can we speak about the banana-laden top for Mike Jeffries today?
You got to smile when you have a look at that, right? Yeah, it puts you in a good mood. It puts you in a good mood, no?
But man, if you're down 2-0 at any point in this game, it really defeats the message.
We told him we're going to talk about his shirt when we get into the game.
Yeah.
Dry cleaning and all.
We spoke to Mike Jeffries this week, and you mentioned what shirt are you going to wear. I immediately said, I promise I didn't ask Lloyd to ask about that.
It's been a thing. It's been a thing this season. He comes in style.
It's been a thing for half a decade.
Sorry, I'm new to this booth, right?
But he did indicate that that's a dry cleaned shirt as well, which credit to him, Martinez.
Good stuff.
Martinez once more. Now he's found armor. It's just out of his reach.
That's unlucky, but you know, that's what Charlotte are good at. That intricate kind of play. Enzo Martinez bouncing it, getting it back again.
Let's take a look at tonight's injury report. It's brought to you by Novant Health. Miller and Olberton was a player picking up a recent knock. Miller's been out a while, and then Ariel Martinez, Paul Dalglish told us, dealing with a continued hamstring injury, short term to say the least. Expected perhaps to have him back this weekend. Instead, his layoff will stretch at least 2 games.
And that's another big miss. A friend of mine, Ariel Martinez, very, very good player. You know, you're missing him and Speedy Williams. If they can get a result here without them, you know, that's a great sign for this team.
Collision, and Anglin takes over. This left-hand side's got a lot more wear than the right so far.
For sure. Nice and easy to see for us on this side.
Yeah. I suppose they're staying in the shade.
I'm sure Paul Dalglish likes that as well. You know, sometimes when we play games, sometimes you want to be on the other side of the manager. You know, he'll be nitpicking at all your movements and everything. I'm not talking about Paul in particular, any manager I'm talking about. There's that tone of voice again. If I hear that, it's whipping me into shape very quickly, that tone of voice.
Paul Dalglish orchestrating from the sideline to an extent. Karam's back to Akinyoti. Junior Palacios. Enzo Martinez charges in. Francois kept it. There's Paul Dalglish, 44-year-old manager. 11 years as a manager in the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd division of the U.S. He was also an assistant in MLS. Well, wound across, but flag had already gone up.
Not much attacking play here, is there, Mike? Feeling each other out early on.
Driven through, and the hand went up from Irvin Parr immediately. That wasn't the ball for him. Sparrow starts it the other way. These teams have met twice this year, both in Miami, both Miami wins. But games in which Charlotte felt ultimately they were their own worst enemy in possession, conceding goals, ultimately were their undoing.
You're going to have to deal with orange.
Well, their own errors in possession. They'll certainly try and cut those out tonight.
Not just that, but in one of the games at 1-1, they missed a big penalty to go 2-1 up, so could have been a very different outcome in that game in particular.
The referee put the whistle to his mouth, ultimately decided to allow play to continue, despite the fact, you could argue, he just acted as a proper pivot from the number 9 role.
Got to see runners in behind there, and I know what Paul Dalglish likes. He wanted Billy Forbes to make that run in behind. Can't come. One of Paul Dalglish's teams always is going to have runners in behind, so let's have a look for that.
This comes out to Francois. Armour saw something on tape. He wasn't fooled in the least by that movement.
Mecklenburg Reserve supporters group tonight. We'd also like to welcome
Francois, always electric, time in D.C., and then spent quite some time under Bob Lilly in Rochester and in Pittsburgh. Went to Reno last year under Ian Russell, which felt like a match made in heaven. Craig.
Here's Baggio Casera. He was there when I was at Miami FC. Used to play a lot of Fortnite together, actually, in those in those times. On to Warzone now these days, but you know, he can get up and down with that left foot. He's had a few bad injuries in the past, but he has a lot of quality. He doesn't get tired. Here he goes on that left wing if they find him.
Instead, they've gone in to Reed. Baggio will eventually see this carom out to him. Akinyoti.
Looking at the tempo of the game early on, I'm very surprised at the tempo. Very slow, you know, they're giving guys time on the ball.
Fans want to win a Land Rover Defender? You can be one of 10 contestants.
If you're Charlotte, are you comfortable at that tempo? A bit.
But Charlotte's the home team. Charlotte's the team that probably needs the ball, the points even more. So I would want them to come out with probably a more frantic tempo, you know, setting out their intent for this game.
Johnson, Martinez. That pocket closed in a hurry. Good slide by Akinyoti. Ba.
It's a tough balance, though, setting out your intent and, you know, stopping Miami from spreading their wings, as we say. So that looks like maybe early on they want to eliminate that threat and then maybe warm into the game.
Brought down cleanly by Riascos. 26-year-old Colombian in his first year in the championship. Spent some time in the 4th division, UPSL and USL League 2 a few years back. Veronica will put this back in play off the foul.
A lot of space for the players. I'm very surprised. Guys are turning, taking their time with it.
Johnson. Martinez! Sparrow reaches up, yanks this down. Not a ton of pace on the final product.
It's not an easy header, that. Not a lot of pace on the ball that comes in here from Johnson. It's a great ball, though. Can't quite get, you know, you probably have to head that down to that near side post. It's not an easy chance, though. Bit concerning, as I've been saying, guys have got a lot of space. You see, Martinez not the tallest, getting a free header in the box.
Well, Martinez has all the space unmarked in the box, but Joel Johnson is going toward that back line with nobody pressuring his service.
And it came from the pass before that to Johnson. There was a lot of space as well, so maybe that's what the game's going to be like. If it gives us more goals, we'll take it.
There's nothing wrong with a more La Liga game than Premier League game here tonight, but the ball has to move faster to actually turn this into a bit more up-tempo, but the space is there.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a moment, maybe even a bad tackle. Sometimes it gets players fired up, and then you see a different kind of intensity. That's Marvo playing that ball. What a great ball.
Long diag sets up Johnson, ahead for Para. Bounces off of Paco Craig, who had that under control all the way.
I expected Marvo to line up, you know, on the right side, high up. He's playing very central so far.
The Hyatt Place downtown. Just a few blocks from American Legion Memorial Stadium and endless dining options. The Hyatt Place is the perfect place for Jacks fans.
Pinged out to Francois. Rips the cross. There's a touch there. Leaning out to get a piece is Pack. Then deflected aside by Bronico.
Good play from Francois there, getting the ball into a dangerous area. You want to see someone coming onto that from a Miami FC point of view.
You've spoken in the past picking out a target as a winger. To what extent, when things are maybe not really moving all that fast, are you just trying to put something in a dangerous area? It's Forbes here. Forbes cutting that back, and not a bad idea for Reed.
I'll be honest, when I get in that situation, I would normally put it in an area first. Sometimes it's very hard to pick out a target. You see out of the corner of your eye, you see the shirts a little bit, and you kind of know your strikers. You should know your strikers. You know the kind of runs they want to make. Often you want to put it in front of the keeper, behind that back four. Generally, the center of goal area is a good place to aim.
Reed. Good denial, and picked up by Enzo Martinez. And Reed caught his ankle from a trailing position, and the two make good after the fact. Let's take a look back at Francois' ball across here a moment ago.
Yeah, he gets it, he stands up the fullback, does everything right, puts it into a good area. You're just waiting to see who pops up there. Could have been a Miami FC player, but that's a great area to put a ball in.
Pack got something on that, his sixth start of the year in place of the injured Brandon Miller. Driven to the top here. Flag has gone up, offside. Folks, the Independence has partnered with Folds of Honor to raise funds for kids of fallen soldiers in the Charlotte region. We'd also like to honor your favorite veteran of the armed forces at a game. Go to charlotteindependence.com/veterans. Nominate your vet today. The jerseys being worn today by the Charlotte players. A lot of players actually tweeted out the jerseys hanging in their lockers pregame with the Folds of Honor logo you see above their names on the back. On Military Appreciation Night here in Charlotte. Roberts pushes this ahead. Bronico. Joel Johnson. Marvo, the return.
Lovely.
You can see his class on display, and Johnson returns.
Take him on now.
Marvo,
love that
crossing. What a build-up. What a goal for the Independence. play Miami's defense like a fiddle. 1-0 Charlotte.
Sylvain Marvaux. What a great goal. Look, great play. Look at that little 1-2. Johnson back to Marvaux again. I was thinking be positive, get something in the box. Dinks it to the back stick. Irvin Parra can't miss from there. And they've had that warning already, Miami FC. Enzo Martinez has had a header from the same area. Parra wasn't going to miss that one. 1-0.
Seventh goal of the year, and it turns out we've got a John Frusciante wannabe here. The goal is brought to you by Devil's Logic Brewing. Irvin Parra in the 19th.
John Frusciante.
Fan? No?
I'm going to have to Google him.
Oh, no.
I should probably know, right?
I don't know that you should.
Okay, thank you.
It's enough of a deep cut that I'm not sure that you would. The Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, yeah, I know
Okay,
them.
well, he's the guitarist.
Is it Scar Tissue?
Yeah, he was indeed the guitarist on that album, yes.
Okay.
Military appreciation.
So I probably should know then.
The copters overhead.
But we got to talk about that goal. They had that warning already. And we were kind of talking about it here, saying it's too easy. And then it's exactly the same thing has happened. Here's a chance here.
Francois. Oh, the flag has gone up.
Plata's goal was presented by Devil's Logic Brewing.
Paul Dalglish won't be happy with that. Good ball by Junior Palacios. That's great play. Get something in there.
Francois seeking England once more. Fuchs under pressure. Ball left back for Ba. Reed. That's deflected. Roberts. Reed again.
Surprised Othello Ba passed the ball there. It fell to his left foot. And he's scored a few goals this season. He's been in good scoring form. Look at this move here. He passed it there. I see why he passed. He had a man right in front of him. Hugh Roberts, great play by Hugh Roberts, actually. It was the right decision by Ba to pass. May have saved the goal for his team.
Reed actually has fewer goals this year than Ba.
And Ba, traditionally a left back. He's the one that gave me the nickname Mr. Miami when I was at Miami FC. I like OT Ba, as we call him, OT.
Ba was actually an attacking midfielder and converted to that left back role. So it's not that he's unfamiliar with that neck of the woods.
Yeah, I think he's better as a midfielder. But it's great to have a versatile player in your squad, you know, especially you've got, what, 5 players on the bench. You need guys that can play multiple positions when it's like that.
Marvaux and Akinyoti having words. And Baggio back to his feet. You see Marvaux there had the assist, his 3rd in 9 games. His 5th goal contribution since coming into the side. The best way to describe it, his time at Newcastle, was they were good enough to be playing in Europe, which we haven't said in a while about Newcastle.
Oh, yeah.
More years than not, that's not a question for them.
You got a guy coming from Newcastle. You can see the quality, though. That's what you get when you go and sign a player that has played at a high level. Somehow they're attracting players that have played for a higher level, so they're doing something right.
Well, and Lloyd, you have a bit of experience having played in England at a very high level, come to Red Bulls, DC United. There are some players with a resume like yours that go to Miami and maybe think they're above it. But when you talk to Charlotte right now and Mike Jeffries, whether it's Christian Fuchs or Gabriel Oberton, or it's, in the case of tonight's game, Sylvain Marvaux, who's made the important contribution, as much as they can contribute on the field, they've been that good in the locker room too, and that matters.
Massive, massive. You know, he was part of that Premiership run with Leicester, historic one.
Fuchs, yeah.
You got to go and pick his brain. You got to see what you can get from him and apply it to your game. And I'm sure there's some habits in there. You know, you don't play that long without great habits. You know, it was great talking to Mike Jeffries and hearing him, the way he spoke of Fuchs in and around the locker room, trying to help. He wants to be a part of it, was the quote.
Although what's really frustrating about Christian Fuchs is that he's actually better at our job than either of us are. We came to find out during the Euros.
I was waiting to hear where you were going with that. I was like, wait, what are you about to say about everybody likes Christian Fuchs?
He's already got a second career lined up if he wants it. Look at this run in. Marveau off the post. Still alive. That's an excellent save. Sparrow to deny Para a brace. It came out of nowhere, Marveau.
What a huge let-off that is. He's got to score that in my book. I'm sure he will say he's got to score that. But we looking forward to see where that came from. It took a little deflection. Paul Dalglish won't be happy with the start. It's been sloppy from Miami FC.
As it turns out, it's Miami that stepped on the banana peel falling off of Mike Jeffries' short sleeve button-down shirt tonight.
Miami FC need a water break just to address the team again with the game plan. Maybe get more energy out there.
This ball flicked away, and now ahead to Johnson. Slides, kept it in, but right to Baggio. That was nearly 2 goals in 6 minutes. Miami FC ultimately sees their 329-minute stretch without conceding a goal come to conclusion in the 19th minute tonight. 3 consecutive shutouts since conceding a pair of goals against Pittsburgh and then coming from 2 goals down to win it 3-2. This is a Miami side arguably in the best form of any team in the Atlantic. Driving off the left side of the penalty area, got away from Reed.
Yeah, Miami FC, as you're saying, great form. Clean sheet, 3 games in a row. You come here, you're 1-0 down, then you're nearly 2-0 down. Should be 2-0 down. Possibly, nah, I can't say 3. Should be 2-0 down. Maybe 2.5.
The expected goals coming into play. But you just sort of felt if Miami's presence against Charlotte, the past times they've met have been how quickly they've been able to get after them. The game playing at a slower pace was going to be to Charlotte's benefit tonight.
Correct. It should, you know, should be like that. Charlotte have started very well. It has been slow, but they've injected a little bit of pace when they've had to.
Armour on loan from Charlotte FC. And flicked backwards by Palacios out for a corner. Let's look at how this came together a few moments ago. It's Palacios.
A missed kick, Marveau, that's where you want to be as a footballer, to finish it, to put one in the back of the net. You want a chance like that with the whole goal to aim for. And he's hit the post. It's a bit of a let-off. Comes back to Para. Good save by Connor Sparrow on that one.
Marveau perfectly situated in the lead up to that. This is a Chick-fil-A corner kick. Enzo Martinez. Goal kick to come for Connor Sparrow and Miami.
Fans, luxury apartment home living is right around the corner in Matthews.
Fans, next Saturday, our friends at Great Clips presents Family Soccer Night. All kids who show up in their team jersey are free with an adult ticket purchase. Great family savings is courtesy of Great Clips on this special night when the Independents face Hartford Athletic. Hartford's going to play on Tuesday night against Louisville up in Hartford. All floated in for Francois. Read the bounce well. Francois dips, dives, sends to the near post, and Pack collects with no rebound.
Good play by Francois. He's done well, actually. He started the game well. You know, he does well here. Just lean on him a little bit, gets the ball, stands him up. This is what I like as a player. Then you take him on. You know, took a little deflection. The angle wasn't really great for him.
By the way, that Hartford-Louisville game, if Charlotte were to win tonight, could see Hartford grab 3 points, move back to the playoff line. Really tightly compact right now, so game worth watching on ESPN2 on Tuesday evening for Charlotte fans and possibly for Miami fans as well.
You must be calling that game, I imagine.
I'm among the group involved in said production. This is Harmon. Slashes that all the way over the line.
You know one thing that's tough for Miami FC?
Fans, it's a great time to grab an ice
Where they are in the standings. You know, it's not an obvious motivation of getting into playoffs or catching the next team with a win. So it makes it a bit more of a tricky one to motivate yourself to get the best. Where Charlotte, you know, a loss and you're chasing it.
Forbes somehow maintained that. Riasco's continued. Now Johnson goes banging off of Forbes. 6 points separate Miami from two teams ahead of them in the Atlantic Division right now, Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh. So a win gets you within striking distance, but it doesn't get you into the top two just yet. The top two getting that all-important quarterfinal home playoff game in the Eastern Conference playoffs in November. As a player, does the idea of a home game in Miami as opposed to a road game and let's call it
home game in Miami?
Yeah,
I wanted to say it before you even said another. Home game in Miami. You know when you, a Miami FC player, teams come and they're not ready for the heat. I'm not even ready for the heat. You know what? But teams come and they're not ready for the heat. It hits you in a way. So that's a little advantage Miami FC can have playing against teams, especially up north, you know, where it's not as warm.
Well, the first week of November, there could be snow in some of those venues up there.
I don't like to think about snow.
Gotten to that time of year where in areas like Charlotte, finally you can sort of smell fall in the air a bit, as opposed to that humid, sticky heat of summer.
That summer just flew by.
And it did. Ball ahead here. Francois brought it down, and Pack able to collect. Pack, an alum of UNC Charlotte. Speaking of the end of summer, beginning of fall, UNC Charlotte just knocked off, believe it or not, Duke yesterday in Charlotte. There's Pack making the grab.
Quite a routine little grab there for Pack. He's done well when he's come in. You know, normally Miller's been a mainstay in goal for this team, but Pack wears the #1 as well, so definitely capable.
Mike Jeffries told us he was the #1 at Puerto Rico FC in the NASL, so he'd been a #1 before. It'd been a little while. And last year they felt in a normal year he would have gotten a couple games here or there. But in a shortened 16-game season, you don't really rotate away from Brandon Miller the way he was playing.
That's true.
He looks a bit uncomfortable coming off that, doesn't he? The ball fumbled a bit, but to the Independents' benefit. And now the foul from behind. Anglin trying to catch up to Adam Armour. If you are traveling to Charlotte trying to catch an Independence game, make sure you stay at the Hyatt Place downtown. The Hyatt Place just blocks from the games and surrounded by endless dining options. Hyatt Place downtown, the official hotel of the Charlotte Independence. You've got the drum line supporting behind Mike Jeffries tonight. It was fun talking to Mike Jeffries a little bit about the experience of finally having truly your own home venue. There was a brief time they were over the border in South Carolina when Matthews underwent renovations. You're at the Sportsplex at Matthews for quite a while, and now they've finished renovating American Legion Memorial Stadium, and it's just been fantastic for the group. As here comes Miami into the penalty area.
Good ball.
It's a positive turn, and the offside flag up again. Billy Forbes playing a pretty clever ball through. Broke down, however.
Love to see that line there. Look very, very close. See OT in this row, he gets to get forward and into the box. That's why he scored more goals this year. Looks like the right decision. But look at where he is. The furthest forward on his team. That's the difference going left back to midfield. He gets forward.
And the fullbacks in a Miami FC system under Paul Dalglish, he's the first to say it. Hugely important.
Hugely important. You see him make a lot of subs in that position because of the amount of running you have to do.
Akinyoti motors away from Para. That's Ba pressing.
Good little battle between the two there. In today's game, though, they've elected to keep the fullbacks Baggio and Palacios back. You know, every now and then he'll switch that to that tactic. Don't want to give too much away, but you see where Palacios is now, just supporting from behind.
Pack. Johnson. There's that trademark ability to catch up to most anything going down that line.
Doing some research for the game, I've seen Johnson was at Real Madrid at one point.
Yeah.
And Valencia. But Real Madrid, not a lot of people have that on their resume coming into USL. You ever seen that before in USL?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who.
I'm putting you on the spot as well. But Real Madrid, wow.
The problem is I have an inkling. This is going right to the researcher in me.
You feel like you might know who it is.
I think. We'll figure this out, I promise.
we got time. Speaking of time, 36 minutes. It's been still comfortable enough for Charlotte. Miami's growing into it a little bit more. There's a little shove there.
Well, it took a minute, but I figured it out. Errol Marketing at Orange County.
Of course.
2 years at Real Madrid and was actually in the squad for a game in Champions League for Real Madrid.
We've talked about that before, I believe. Well done, Mike Watts.
It took a minute. You'll see the occasional player come out of La Masia. You'll see them come out of Clairefontaine and end up in USL Championship.
I like that accent you just put on for Clairefontaine.
I tried my best.
They call you the USL legend for a reason.
And in my own mind. Mike Jeffries has that hammer off his calf. '38th minute, Charlotte ending a 329-minute stretch without conceding for Miami. As Miami 6 unbeaten in 11 of 12, rocketing up the standings. 6 points away from second and first place in the Atlantic. 10 points over the playoff line. Charlotte 1 point down right now. Would move into fourth with a win. Tie for fourth with a draw tonight.
Miami FC, the form has been outstanding. 1 loss in 12 games. A lot of wins in there as well.
Aquafina is the official water of the Charlotte Independence. When the game heats up, cool down with Aquafina. Craig. Ba checking over with Baggio.
I want to counter quickly now. There you go, push that.
Martinez. He's got a step, slips it through for Marval.
I've got to say, that looked like the right ball. Was he onside, Marval, or did he just stop?
I think you're reading that the way I read it, which is I don't think he was offside. I think he thought he was.
He just stopped. That was a great ball and a great run by Martinez. A lot of space here, there.
Ba.
You want him driving, you know, you got that much space. Drive, commit a man, then pass it. You could hear Paul Dalglish saying drive. He can hit him as well.
Roberts the header away. The odd skip sent it toward Reed. See, Miami's trying to move the tempo up a little bit.
You hit it, growing into it now. Still feel like they're missing Ariel Martinez. In a game like this is a game you'll get the ball turned, take on a player, and then play in his strikers.
The Jacks face the Hartford Athletic for 3 huge points in the race to the playoffs. Gates open at 6 p.m.
Johnson in on Baggio. Palacios quickly gets the chest pass from Sparrow.
That's one there. You see that cross there? That's the one where you want to pick out a man. You got space to look, open your head, and there was no one there at the back post. I was hoping he didn't cross that ball, actually, but I did talk about finding areas, but if you got time to get your head up, got to get your head up. Jake Arman, he's a player I like. I love his left foot in there. Great crosser of the ball. Chips in with goals as well. Marvo injecting a bit of pace.
And he's got a shot away. And it swings wide of the post.
See the little turn of pace there. If I was defending him, that would concern me, just seeing that. I would be a little bit worried the next time he's coming. See if we can see it here. Just past the post. Love him to get it on target. It reminded me of his chance earlier in the game to make it 2-0, you know. What a chance that was.
No, it is turned over here to Marveau. Slices that across, and Miami has quickly atoned for that error.
Not made the right decision there, I don't think. It closed down quickly on the blind side. That looks like offside as well.
Francois, yes. Folks, we'd like to welcome supporters at the game tonight. We want to thank all the supporters from the Mecklenburg Reserves and the Independence Ultras at the game. Check these supporters groups out online and plug into these great groups that love soccer, work to make Charlotte a better place to live through sports. Armour.
Great ball.
Brilliant turn as well. Martinez. Enzo! Enzo Martinez doubles the Independence lead with a classy finish.
It's been coming, hasn't it, Mike? They've had chances, they've had little scares. Enzo Martinez is just on the shoulder here. Great ball by Adam Armour. Just out, Callum Hudson. Look how he gets in a goal. He's got so much time to really get the right angle. He could have gone either way, left or right. And he just dinks it kind of straight over the keeper there. It's been a bit too easy though, hasn't it, Mike? This whole first half, I can only imagine what's said at halftime for Miami FC now.
Enzo Martinez grabs his third goal of the season. A season that was early on derailed by a challenge from Paco Craig against Miami. Injury that kept him out for quite some time. The goal is brought to you by Devil's Logic Brewing. Comes in the 44th minute.
The amount of time he had there. You know, when he gets it onto his right foot, he's took about 3 touches in the box. He could size up the keeper, look left, look right. Too much time.
It's Enzo Martinez, 42nd goal in a Charlotte shirt.
Yeah, he's a player I like a lot.
There he is in the thick of it.
Getting stuck in as well. This is dangerous here, Marvo.
Craig popped off the back line to deal with him. Para. There's a trio of orange shirts. A convoy behind him.
Done well to get back.
One minute of famous toastery stoppage time.
1 minute of stoppage time.
Last time Miami conceded a goal, they were 2-0 down, 50 minutes in, 1-3-2. They have come back from deficits before, but a third here before the half. Likely sting more than the first two. Johnson. Johnson the cutback. Johnson rolls that across, and for Charlotte, that final push never came.
I love the effort there because I'm thinking again, no one's in the box, don't cross it. He's got his head up, doesn't see anyone in the box, chops back. Nice little skill in there. It's unlucky.
Coming up at halftime, we'll meet our veteran of the game. Take a look back at some midweek results of note. Also get the first half highlights and stats. The halftime whistle arrives. 19th minute, Irvin Para, his 7th of the year. Enzo Martinez, the club legend, bagging his 3rd of the season, 42nd for the Independents. And that fearsome twosome makes it 2-0 Charlotte at the break.
Started off slow. Charlotte really picked it up, and you know, they've got into those areas. Marvo pulling strings. Could have been 3, 4 maybe. It's going to be interesting this second half now.
A Charlotte team that surely felt the pressure of the moment, a chance to grab a playoff position with both hands for the time being. And they have played quite well against Miami on their home ground. Famous Toastery halftime is coming up. Charlotte 2, Miami 0.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
There are currently 2 million American spouses and children whose family member was killed or disabled in defense of our country, which is why I founded the Folds of Honor, providing educational scholarships to the families of 1% of the Americans who protect our freedom.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Fold of Honor.
Please join our squadron today. Your $13 a month speaks volumes and changes lives forever.
Duckworth's Grill and Tap House is your destination for great food. Duckworth's is open for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. Make sure you complete your order with an ice-cold Pepsi. Duckworth's is locally owned and operated. Pepsi, that's what I like.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Welcome back to Charlotte as the Independents at home to take on Miami FC. We're at halftime. Mike Watts and Lloyd Sam back with you. Folks, the Independents has partnered with Folds of Honor to raise funds for kids of fallen soldiers in the Charlotte region. We'd also like to honor your favorite veteran of the armed forces at a game. Go to charlotteindependence.com/veterans and nominate your vet today. Tonight's veteran is Charles Hoffman. Thank you for your service. Plenty of action in the midweek we want to catch you up on as well. Pittsburgh Riverhounds took on New York Red Bulls 2. In Pittsburgh, it's Jelani Peters that scored the only goal of this game.
It's a bit too easy for Red Bull 2's point of view. You know, a little cross into the 6-yard box, and that's the winner.
Staying atop the Atlantic Division, Pittsburgh big win from the big man. Memphis taking on Oklahoma City. Down one man, Zach Ellis-Hayden sent off in the 24th minute, William Bijev.
Go enjoy this goal here by Bijev. To be running that fast to chip it up to yourself and then hit it on the half volley, that is not an easy skill to do. He makes it look very easy, and look, watch the celebration.
Super Saiyan confirmed. William Bijev with the frosted flow with the game winner in the 47th. And then San Antonio taking on Real Monarchs. This was a barn burner from the beginning. Jose Gallego scores first.
Not the first time we've seen Gallegos with fancy feet like that in the box. Love to see him doing that.
1-0 San Antonio at halftime. Real Monarchs would respond. Ibrahim Bonse of Burkina Faso. This is a nice finish.
This is a bit like a young Lloyd Sam. I'm not going to lie to you, Mike. Watts. This little chop here, and then he puts it in the far corner. What a goal.
San Antonio would retake the lead, however. It was Courtney Ford in the 75th.
This is a gift. Just watch. This is what you want as a player. You want it to roll to you like this. Look how you can't miss from there. And you're going to celebrate like it was a worldie.
And then 4 minutes later, it would be Epps in the 79th minute.
What an interesting crop of goals we've got. Look at this little flick here. He plays it here, and Orozco here. Can you just slide? Can you just slide? He probably thinks it's bouncing over, and you can see his frustration. He grabs the ball out the net after. Why didn't he just slide, Mike?
Yeah, that's the look you see through the net there. And then in the 4th minute of stoppage time, Mitchell Tainter, this is an own goal.
It gets better. What a great diving header just on the wrong end there. It's actually a great diving header, though, but not going to be too happy with that one.
No, not one he's exactly proud of. It is halftime here, however, between Charlotte and Miami. We've got plenty more here, including World Cup qualifiers, and how the USL has had a massive impact on who's headed to Qatar after this.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
City double their money.
And how sweet the sound at Lynn Family Stadium.
I did get an interesting text from someone in the Phoenix organization talking about how big and physical that game was, and maybe they didn't necessarily know it was going to be just like that. I think they got a good taste. By the way, in case you're wondering, Forrest Lasso is competing for the Summer Olympics in gymnastics. Just wanted you to know. What you
So
got
is
next?
Lee Cohen. He was part of that routine.
Bring it to me.
Forrest Lasso, the defender of the year, leaping over the ad boards and pirouetting his way toward the dugout.
Hey guys, this is Gabby Douglas. If you have an active lifestyle like me, hydration is key. That's why I love the Hydration Watermelon Smoothie from Smoothie King. With more electrolytes than some of the leading sports drinks, it's a cleaner way to hydrate and recover, with no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. So try the Hydration Watermelon Smoothie from Smoothie King. Order online for pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Welcome back to Charlotte. Flags are waving and a lot of smiles thus far. 2-0 Charlotte over Miami FC. Halftime brought to you by Famous Toastery. Mike Watts, Lloyd Sam, back with you. Let's take a look at some news and notes from around the championship. Get you caught up. Haji Berry, 20th goal in 20 games.
That's unbelievable. What's the next scorer after him? It's such a big gap. I don't remember it off the top of my head.
Russell Cicerone at Pittsburgh is, I think, 8 goals back.
Wow.
Louisville is going to take on Hartford, a little Central versus Atlantic Division matchup. Tuesday night, 7 Eastern, ESPN2. Big implications for the postseason for both divisions.
That's a great game.
And Tampa Bay Rowdies goalkeeper Evan Loro now 3 shutouts in as many games. Last week, Clear Audio Player of the Week with a pair of shutouts and 8 saves. World Cup qualifying continues. You know that. You've been calling World Cup qualifiers. Plenty of USL experience around the U.S. team and others.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to talk about the one I know, Tyler Adams. He was 16 when I was still there, and then I left, and then he went on into the team. Look how well he's done. Fearless guy. You know, he'll step in the change room at 16 years old, and he will let you know how he feels. He's one of them sort of characters.
And, of course, Miami has a pair with Jamaica and one with El Salvador right now, all playing in World Cup qualifying. Here's the look at the scoreboard out of town. It's brought to you by Hyatt Place Hotel. Rowdies 3-0 win against Oakland last night. Tulsa knocked off Louisville on the road. There were some hot tempers in that game. And earlier today, we saw Sporting 3-0 for OKC. That's a big knock in the playoff race in the Central.
You said tempers. FC Tulsa game, what a great game that was. It wasn't the prettiest football game, but you know, when there's a lot of stake and it gets chippy, you gotta love games like that.
Michael Encian personally murdered a water bottle on the sideline. That's an image that'll be in a few people's minds.
Can you imagine when they play next?
I look forward to it. It would have to be in the playoffs in the second round.
Amazing.
Upcoming schedule is brought to you by the Hyatt Place Hotel. There's some action on Sunday, 3 games. Labor Day is unlaborious around the league, but Tuesday action picks back up. Charleston, Tampa Bay, really enticing game. Hartford, Louisville, enticing for the Atlantic Division fan, too.
I'll be tuning into Hartford, Louisville. That's a, you know, I like watching Hartford and I like watching Louisville. 2 good teams, so I'll be watching that one.
And then out west, Austin Bold with a new manager. Ryan Thompson taking over the side. San Antonio FC. Coming off a win last time out before falling this weekend. 2-0 Charlotte over Miami. We've got to look at first half highlights and stats just as soon as these good folks make their way back to the seats.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Fun fact, You know, Mountain Dew and spicy chicken is the perfect combo.
Does it look like I don't know that?
Okay. Didn't mean to ruffle your feathers.
You know, we both did the employee training, Gary.
Okay, don't jump down my beak.
Doing spicy? Do the do.
There are currently 2 million American spouses and children whose family member was killed or disabled in defense of our country, which is why I founded the Folds of Honor, providing educational scholarships to the families of 1% of the Americans who protect our freedom.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Fold of Honor.
Please join our squadron today. Your $13 a month speaks volumes and changes lives forever.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Welcome back. Closing in on second half kickoff. Mike Watts, Lloyd Sam. Let's take a look at our first half highlights. They're brought to you by Duckworth's Grill and Tap House. 19th minute, the opening goal. Irvin Parra's 7th of the year. It's the build-up, though.
The build-up, you know, a little flick from Marbo, a little 1-2, he gets it back and he stays positive. Look at the little feather. I call it a feather, how he crosses it in, you know. It's caressed. That's a nice, easy one to finish for Parra.
And then in the 25th minute, another opportunity for Marveau off a misplay clearance here by Palacios.
Best opportunity of the game here. He should score there, but he's done a lot for this team. He's done a lot. It comes back to Parra as well. Good save by Sparrow.
And in the 44th minute, Enzo Martinez would receive the feed. Look at this turn.
I love that ball, the weight of it just out of the defender's reach. Look how much time he has, and then just puts it away. That's a bit too much time in the box here. 1, 2, and then the third touch. 3 touches in the box. Too many.
And the halftime stats are brought to you by Famous Toastery. So possession in favor of Miami, but just about everything else belongs to Charlotte.
Yeah, what does possession mean these days? I always say that, you know, Charlotte been the better team in the first half. I expect a response from Miami FC the second half.
Well, part of the response for Paul Dalglish is to bring on Sion McFarland from the bench. So there is at least one substitution here at halftime, and we kick off the second half. Nightfall in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's replaced Anglin, who himself came on for Speedy Williams away on international duty. Well, the referee is gesturing back as if this foul began outside the penalty area.
That was an interesting one, because by the time he goes down, it's off the field, but inside the line of the penalty, if you understand what I'm saying.
The horizontal and the vertical question mark.
Oh, I would love to see that again as well, just to see what really happened. But look at the start. That's a great start from Miami FC. A ball to the right, and you've got a free kick right outside the box. So he's running here. He does well. He does well to stay strong here.
So that was the initial foul.
And look where he goes down. That's where it's like, you wondered what the ref would do for a second.
The yellow card goes to Hugh. Well, they initially suggested it was Roberts. It's rather Christian Fuchs. Shown a Devil's Logic Brewing yellow card.
I'm looking at number 4, Callum Chapman-Page here. Look.
Free kick here for Miami is knotted out. Corner to come.
Chick-fil-A corner kick for Miami FC.
Well, imagine they'll be up for the second half now. There's a man down in the box.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I love Chick-fil-A nuggets because the flavor is unparalleled.
Injured player for Charlotte.
You're in a happy place. The seasoning is perfect.
Keep your eye on the right side of the screen. I believe that's Para, and it is.
Little clash of heads.
Yeah.
There's just that right amount of crisp. I don't know what they're doing in the kitchen, but it's pure magic.
Well, guess if he can't go on, guess who they have to replace him?
Great Dane.
Dane Kelly.
There he is down the way.
Oh, goal scorer he is. More than a goal scorer, he can play football. I've seen some of the goals he scored. Chest, thigh, volley into the corner. Different kind of goals.
Hugh Roberts. Tonight's cautions are presented by Devil's Logic Brewing.
There's Dane Kelly getting limber at this point. 95 career regular season goals in the USL Championship. This is a Miami corner for the second time after the injury to Para. Ball lifted across and header steered high wide by Sion McFarland.
Replay presented by Activision.
Well, I hope we don't end up coming to find out that the yellow card previous is going to come into play as a potential second yellow later. The announcer here in the stadium announced it was on Hugh Roberts. The fourth official suggested it was on Christian Fuchs. Long story short, if you're Roberts or you're Fuchs, don't bother getting a second yellow because whether you think you have one or not, assume you do.
And on a tightrope now. Just want to say something about Paul Dalglish. You know, one of his strengths is making tactical adjustments in the middle of a game. So this is one where, you know, whatever he's done or said at halftime, he's made one sub. Got to see if it improves his team's performance.
Forbes started to sled down, and Akinyoti's recovered.
Encouraging start to the half, though.
Baggio. Oh, Baggio leading through nearly for Forbes.
That's Christian Fuchs that stepped in. What a great interception that was. We can't overlook that. Was it Forbes that would have been in there?
Mm-hmm.
What a great opportunity that would have been. There's Fuchs again. Let's hope it's not him on the yellow card, the way he looks like he's going into challenges.
Callum Chapman-Page. Sparrow. A bit of a leading touch. Para returned a moment ago, was in on the pressure. This is Forbes. Able to sweep that through Fuchs.
Fuchs again. Another good tackle. Oh, great feet.
Down goes Armin.
Stay in the game with Novant Health. Novant is proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Charlotte Independence soccer team. Novant's goal is to always provide great service at hundreds of locations in the area. Easily schedule same-day and virtual appointments online. Novant Health, making healthcare remarkable.
This will be Bronico to put this in play. Former third-round pick in Chicago will join Charlotte FC for their first season in MLS. His rights were acquired over the offseason, loaned out to the Independents for the year. And look, there are few teams that are able to bring in loanees from as many places as the Independents have, due in large part to how well connected Mike Jeffries is from his time around MLS, his time spent with Charlotte Independents, and the fact that you get the feeling, whether it's Tab Ramos whether it's Oscar Pareja, who he's had long-standing relationships with, or it's the staff at Charlotte FC seeing a team in town where they can get a Christian Fuchs, Brant Bronico in. It's a really enviable place to see guys get professional minutes.
You got to wonder, someone's got some great connections as well as the ones you've just said. To get Christian Fuchs in, you know, as we said, the experience he brings, but Gabriel Obertan as well. When I saw that, I was like, Gabriel Obertan's in USL. I remember when he signed for Man United and it was like the biggest deal. So it's great to be able to attract players like that. Whatever route it's coming from, they're doing a great job.
Obertan debuted in the game against Tampa Bay, but sidelined tonight, picked up a bit of a nick in that game, played 24 minutes. 32-year-old Frenchman. Substitution here. Janusz Luba has come in, will replace Ba, who walks a bit tenderly off. Substitutions are brought to you by Complete Construction Services. That's the second change, first window used by Miami. The first was at halftime.
Good ball there for Marvo. He might get it back.
He certainly has.
Like a quarterback over there.
Johnson navigating, serving for Para.
It's good play from Johnson. To you know, when I was a winger, that's find a way to get it in. He finds a way.
Fuchs lifting away by Sparrow with a two-fisted punch. Think about the attack for a moment for Charlotte. Marveau, 10 years in French and English First Division football. Irvin Parra has been a double-double guy in this league before, spent time in Seattle. You think about the return of Obertan at some point. Joel Johnson's been getting forward on the books previously, Real Madrid. It's pretty staggering, really.
Honestly, their squad, I'm really impressed with it. There's going to be some selection issues when they're all fit, you got to imagine. There's a lot of talented players that would expect or want to play every game. But the fixture pile-up that's coming up that Mike Jeffries talked about, you're going to want everybody fit in that time.
Yeah, you got the feeling talking to Mike Jeffries, he was already exhausted by the month that's coming up. 8 games in September. Red Bull 2 is playing 9 games in September.
Wow.
That's the most in the league. And the season will end Halloween weekend before moving into the postseason following week.
And as we're getting close to the end of the season, every game means a little bit more. We're going to have a lot of fun calling these games as well. When it gets chippy like that FC Tulsa game yesterday against Louisville, gotta love that. Playing a team 4 times though, Mike, by the 3rd time, you really dislike your direct opponent. You know his tendencies a little bit, had a few tussles. You're having physical tussles with another human being over and over and over. It's going to get chippy sooner or later.
It was interesting. I think we just saw someone wearing one of Mike Jeffries' shirts in the stands. The floral pattern.
Oh, the floral pattern. I thought you were talking about way back in the day when... Sorry, Mike, to say way back. Sorry to say way back.
No, the shirt had no bananas on it.
Good little touch.
Luba slips at Reed. Reed going back.
Good stuff from Luba. He's just come on. He can play, get up and down this left side. Got a great shot on him. And he's a lot quicker than people know.
And like me, I'm sure he's devastated that Nebraska beat Fordham today. Into a wide area. Forbes making himself available in the middle. Francois was dancing. This is Reed.
So was he at Fordham then? Is that what I'm taking from that?
He was.
He
John
at Fordham?
Wallenick is a Fordham guy,
Okay.
the Red Bull 2 coach. Matty Lewis spent some time in the Kansas City organization.
Ryan Mehrer, of course.
Yes.
Friend of mine.
Larry Bird. Well, no, that's still Ryan Mara.
Larry, bringing back some memories now of Red Bulls.
Francois trying to get in behind. These are the runs that Miami really victimized Charlotte with in previous meetings. Clearance away as far as Palacios.
Heard a scream from someone. Might have been Paul Dalglish. Don't think he wants him shooting from there. You want better opportunities than that, I imagine. 13 minutes gone. They've, you know, piling on a bit more pressure, but nothing dangerous yet.
Fans next Saturday, our friends at Great Clips presents Family Soccer Night. All kids who show up in their team jersey, free admission with an adult ticket purchase. Great family savings is courtesy of Great Clips on this special night when the Independents face Hartford Athletic. Charlotte go away to Loudoun midweek, host Hartford on Saturday, and the following Saturday they'll host Pittsburgh. Charlotte is the only team in the top 6 of the Atlantic Division with a loss to Loudoun or Red Bull 2. They've done it twice. So this upcoming midweek game against Loudoun, the impetus is on them to rectify that a bit. And the only ones with multiple losses, I should say.
Those are huge games against those teams that not looking like they're going to qualify. So, you know, you can't slip up against those teams. Banana pills.
Carried along the top of the penalty area, out to Janos Luba. His brother Yannick was also a really good player, believe it or not. Luba again.
Trying to think if I met him when he came to Miami. When you play for Miami FC, you get a lot of visitors.
Yeah, a lot of hangers on.
You get a lot of visitors flying in from all over the world. They just want an excuse to come over.
Roundhoused out to midfield and recovered by Baggio. Luba once more. Forbes on a real goal-scoring tear, but he hasn't found much room tonight. Pack away. Pierre de Silva is starting to inch his way toward the 4th official as Miami seeking an answer here as we cross the hour mark. Johnson. Oh, Enzo Martinez. It's a foul on Martinez. The initial idea was good. The execution came with that push in the back.
Need to see some ability, you know, you got to take on the man at this point. The way it's been very static. There's no space in behind, so someone's going to have to do a little bit of magic, Mike. I always talk about that, a little bit of magic. It's not just going to happen for you. Someone's going to have to get the ball, take on a man, give it to the next man, hopefully in space.
Forbes left that a hair short.
And exactly what I'm talking about is what Ariel Martinez does. What a tough ask it is for Miami FC. We must remind, missing a lot of players tonight, a lot of key players.
Midfield, you're talking about Speedy Williams and the aforementioned Martinez, and then up front, you probably have already turned to Lamar Walker if he had been available instead away with Jamaica. This is De Silva coming on for Billy Forbes. The substitution is brought to you by Complete Construction Services. Second window, third substitution for Miami. So they've got 2 subs, 1 window left. Ball knotted across and over the line. It's Paco Craig grabbing one back for Miami.
Just like that. You know, there's been no danger. You get a set piece, that's how football can just change. The ball flown into the box and you're back in the game. The ball comes in, Paco Craig does well to get up. You wouldn't expect him to score from that position. What a time to get it though. This should give them some momentum going on to hopefully get that equalizer.
Paco Craig, who crossed 10,000 minutes in the USL Championship regular season, 3-time All-League selection, twice runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year in this league, scores his 2nd of the year. 2-1 Charlotte, and you can see Miami's bench quickly up at arms. They feel suddenly they're right back in this.
They are right back in this. Where has that come from though, Mike? I'm talking about need a bit of ability. Sometimes you need your center back to go head one in for you.
Armin did really well to keep this alive. Room here to swing a ball toward the net. It gets out altogether. And you were talking about Paco Craig before the game for the defensive ability, but think back to his time in Louisville and earlier this year. He's a great set piece target too.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he just showed it right there. I don't even need to say anything.
Spent 5 years at Louisville City after coming out of Young Harris College. Craig from London. His dad, Mikey, was actually I believe the bassist in Culture Club, the band.
Should I know that?
Oh, jeez. Jeez.
I know probably a bit more about Lil Baby. You know Lil Baby?
Yes. If you're asking me to get to lyrics, it won't come in this show. But Paco Craig was faced with, do I pursue drumming or do I pursue an offer from West Ham as a youth? Ultimately decided to play the beautiful game, made his way to Louisville, won a few championships in Louisville City, and part of the reason he was so appealing to Paul Dalglish was the idea that he brought a winners, a championship mentality. And with Paco Craig, Speedy Williams comes in, who won titles in New York and at Louisville. Dane Kelly's going to come on. Will replace Irvin Parra in a true like-for-like change. Let's take a look at Parra's goal back in the 19th.
No, it's put on a plate for him by Marvo. 6-yard box. Still have to finish it, so give him credit for that. He's made his contribution on this game. Now, Dane Kelly, we know what he's capable of. It's a good time to bring him on. There's a bit of excitement going on with Miami. You know, they just got that goal. I just want to remind where the free kick came from in the middle of the field. Mike Jeffries will not be happy to concede like that. The halfway line, Mike. Don't want to concede a goal like that. But, you know, still a lot of time. We'll see where this game goes. You want to see Charlotte now get back into it. Maybe not sit so deep.
Kelly coming on for Parr as a substitution brought to you by Complete Construction Services. They brought off a player with 35 goals in the league and brought on one with 95.
95.
95.
I think he's a USL legend.
If there's a Hall of Fame for this league at any point, if they create the USL Championship Hall of Fame down at league headquarters in Tampa Bay, you would think he'd be among the first in.
You see what happened with this free kick. Into the keeper's arms. Same position where it came from.
Johnson, Marveau, bit of possession certainly go a long way. Johnson on the turn. He's run right by Baggio, too, and swings that over to Sparrow.
He's had a good game, Johnson. Can beat a man. You know, he runs around, he gets up and down that line, keeps the ball as well.
Not a player you'd really see much because of the fact he was out the first half of the year, but over the last 8 games, we've seen a progression to this. What impresses you most about Johnson's ability to change the way Charlotte goes about it? Because you've seen Charlotte with and without.
It's just that little bit of extra ability he has, you know, where if there's a man in front of him, he doesn't just have to pass it off to the side. He can wiggle a little bit of space like he did earlier and get a cross in. Just a little bit extra. I love playing with players like that. Loved, I should say.
Now he loves commentating on players like that. That's Lloyd Sam, Mike Watts on hand at American Legion Memorial Stadium in Charlotte, where Charlotte is attempting to grab 3 points, move back into the top 4 in the Atlantic Division. Miami, 2 goals down in the first half, trying to come back from a 2-goal deficit for the second time in this could eventually be 7 games unbeaten. 1-3-2 against Pittsburgh in a similar situation 4 games back. Ball over the top for Dan Kelly. Sparrow retreating into goal. Kelly! There is no place on the field at which Dane Kelly feels uncomfortable shooting.
You know, I was watching his movement that whole play. He was really towing that line on the shoulder of the defense. Cuts in. That's a half a look for Dane Kelly, you know. As you said, you've seen him score from there. One of the 95 at least.
The head for Luba. De Silva, excellent cross, the header from Reed, however.
Wow.
Off frame.
What a chance that is. Great chance, great ball by De Silva. Here it comes, hits it in first time. He's got to do better. I'm sure he would say it himself. He'll want that back. And look how quick a game can switch. That goes in, it's 2-2. What's really happened in this second half, though, Mike? Not much.
Hey, fans, on Saturday, September 18th, the Jacks will wear throwback kits to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Carolina Lightning National Championship. The Independents face off against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, 7 p.m. Eastern kick. Join us as Complete Construction Services presents a night you won't forget. Appears like we're going to get a pretty intriguing change in a moment's time. Luca Antonelli strolling toward the 4th official. The Independence crowd trying to make their voice heard here. Marveau finding Martinez. As far as deflections go, that's about as hot as they come. This is Antonelli coming on. As if we're talking about this guy played at Man United. Antonelli came up through Milan, played at Milan and Empoli and Parma and Genoa. Replaces Adonijah Reed. The sub is brought to you by Complete Construction Services. This is not like for like, so we'll see how the pieces move.
Yeah, this is going to be a tactical switch. You got to imagine Adonijah Reed. I believe he just had that chance. And he's coming off. You never want to come off right after a chance like that. You want to get a bit of time to make up for it. We'll try and see what shape they go into.
Let's put it this way. Richie Ballard has been dealing with injuries. Miami made 4 changes in 3 windows. They're done with substitutes at this point. They only brought 5. I wonder just how ready Ballard was to go tonight to begin with. This is just showing how little depth Miami has right now due to international duty and some injuries in the squad.
Yep. It's more of a reason than an excuse. It's a real reason. Missing a lot of players.
Well, Baggio here had his jersey tugged by Bronico and just sort of seemed to get some whiplash with it.
Horse collar. No, I didn't see. Well, let's have a look at this.
Devil's
Oh, yeah.
Caution issued to Independence's number 13, Grant Bronico.
Bronico's picked up a yellow card. It's brought to you by Devil's Logic Brewing.
Like the position of this free kick with that space. You could see right around that penalty spot areas where you want to put it, in between that and the 6-yard box. It looks set up nicely.
De Silva.
Wow.
Ball lifted over the crossbar. Fuchs there defensively, the former Leicester defender.
Want to see a few more Miami FC players running, you know, right across that keeper there.
Complete construction.
This will be the second substitution, second window for Charlotte now. This is Marveau coming off. Marveau at this point averaging about 40 minutes a game played.
He's been involved in a lot. He's had a good game. He's been dangerous. He had the big chance to make it 2-0, but he did set up the first goal. He can be happy with his contribution.
And entering the match for the Independents.
Beg your pardon, about 60 minutes a game played for Marveau on average. Marveau strolls by Mike Jeffries. This is Palomino coming on, a 20-year-old replacing the 35-year-old vet. Chick-fil-A corner to come. De Silva, glancing blow away. Baggio, Luba.
Defending from those two over there.
Dane Kelly stepping in. Palomino. Falls for Antonelli. Antonelli waiting to drag that through.
You could see what he wanted to do, right? Get that onto that left foot and smash it with his left, you would imagine. Ball wouldn't quite come through.
Yeah, Johnson had a little bit of wiggle in his game there as well. After that Antonelli movement up front. Free kick, Charlotte.
Folks, it's time for the Big Ben Pub last call. Refresh your beverage and settle in for the last 15 minutes of the match. Come on, you Jacks.
Palacios shown yellow for that challenge. Slowed Charlotte's run up this far side. His armor going down.
Strong challenge there from Palacios. That's what he specializes at. Getting the ball back from the other team.
I thought you were saying he specialized in yellow cards. That's his league leading 9th.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Doesn't surprise me. You know, he's a guy, he's on the field to, you know, rough up the other team a little bit without, you know, within the rules. He's a very physical player and a player you love to have in your team. Not so much to play against because, you know, he's very strong.
Hold Leash described him as perhaps at times a bit overzealous in the tackle.
See, I didn't even want to go and say that, but, you know, there was a certain times in training where you got to watch out. If Junior's next to you, you might have to watch out. But, you know, Paul Dalglish loves that. He's going to turn up and he's going to, you know, train how he plays on a match day.
Francois, good first touch. Fuchs and Roberts Well handled. '78th minute, 2-1 Charlotte. Pepsi Cola is the official soft drink of the Charlotte Independents. Enjoy an ice-cold Pepsi at your next Independence game. Pepsi, born in the Carolinas.
Caution issued to the Independents, Austin Pack.
Austin Pack shown his second yellow card of the year.
Caution presented.
I thought you were about to say of the game.
No. Brandon Miller out there is not a ton of depth at the goalkeeping position right now. You could say that for both. Connor Sparrow's primary reserve is Brian Silvestri, who's away with the Haitian national team.
Breezy, we call him.
Five caps for Haiti. Pretty much got tossed right into the Gold Cup.
Right in. I was watching the game one day. I was like, wait, is that Breezy in goal? Like, I didn't even know it happened. It just came out of nowhere.
Well, he was in the Gold Cup qualifiers. Haiti had to get into Gold Cup the hard way. He ends up, I believe, debuting for Haiti at Fort Lauderdale's stadium, Inter Miami's stadium in Fort Lauderdale, which is no less than 10 miles away from where he grew up.
Must have been a special, special occasion for him. Made a lot of saves in a certain game. I can't remember the game, but, you know, he did well. And see him jumping all over the place. He can make some saves. Very big, imposing keeper as well. 6'5" maybe.
I have to take your word for it. Antonelli ranges over in front of Kelly. Just had a intriguing intervention alongside Paco Craig, former combatants in the Louisville-Indianapolis Proximity Association football contest.
You love saying that, don't you?
You know it. It's been months. I don't think Lip FC happens again for another 2 weeks, too.
Got to be excited about this USL format. Everything is going to get a bit crazy going down the line. You know, 4 teams go through. And most of the groups, 6 teams, are probably good enough to go through. It's going to be interesting right around that playoff line. This group here, how interesting is that going to be? Well, you got Hartford that slipped below it very recently.
Yeah, Hartford's having a rough go of it right now. Hartford's currently down to what's suddenly a more imposing Red Bull 2 side. Their lineup has started to gain a bit of consistency of late. And you'd have to say a perfect night for Charlotte this evening would be seeing Hartford fail to pick up points and themselves grabbing all 3. Because Charleston's playing Tampa Bay on Tuesday night. That's a tough draw. Chance here to potentially own that 4th playoff spot in the Atlantic going into next weekend with a win here tonight for Charlotte. You think right now, coming into tonight, 3 teams within 1 point for the last playoff position in the Atlantic: Hartford, Charleston, Charlotte. Charleston has never missed the playoffs in the modern era. Attack down this far side of the penalty area. Will come out the other side to Joel Johnson in the 82nd minute.
Look at that pass there.
Enzo Martinez from a tight angle. Sparrow closes the barn door.
This is what I'm talking about, Mike. That extra bit of ability there. Not everybody sees that pass. Sometimes you just roll it back, which is fine, but he can see a pass. Let's have a look at it here. Little disguise on it. Enzo Martinez, that's who you want to find in the box. Good strike, good save. So I've just realized what Miami FC are doing. Look at Callum Chapman Page's position. He's playing up top right now, so Antonelli's gone to centre back, and they put a centre back playing striker. They probably want his physicality up there to really bully some when the ball comes in. That's how low they are on players right now. Chapman Page has gone up to striker.
Yeah, scarcity perhaps leading to some ingenuity. Palomino. Armour. Let's fly, Sparrow.
Good strike. Well played, Armour. Unlucky. Armour's had a very good game, actually. He's done everything he's been asked to do. He's done it well. This is a great strike here. Adam Armour. Hits that well. Good save. Love to see that in a bit more in the corner.
Sparrow did pretty well to deal with the ball that didn't have a ton of rotation on it. Looked like it was knuckling a little bit in on the goalkeeper. So another 6.5 minutes plus stoppage time for Charlotte to get a third, for Miami to potentially grab a point. Martinez, Johnson, Kelly.
Haven't called his name much, have we? Dane Kelly hasn't been able to get into it.
A foul from Kelly. And a yellow card as well.
So you'd imagine that's his first foul. Yellow card straight away.
Some would say that's a Devil's Logic Brewing Company yellow card from the referee. This is Roberts getting up to meet that. Craig had gotten forward on the set piece. McFarlane got a tad on the handsy side. If you're looking for a little Greek and a little Southern and always fresh, enjoy a great meal and an ice cold Pepsi at your local Shomars. Sound good to you? A little Greek, a little Southern?
Sounds great. I was going to say, look, last 5 minutes now. Miami FC have got to feel this game slipping away. Got to inject more energy, got to inject a bit more intent to try and get a result.
What has Charlotte done tonight to negate what Miami does best, other than the fact Miami is arguably down 3 or 4 starters?
Have you noticed that there's been no space in behind Charlotte?
Yep.
I think that's been a clear tactic. They've been kind of deep at times. You know, Mike Jeffries talked about dealing with the pace, and they've dealt with the pace. So far the game plan has worked. That's a great ball. That was an intentional nutmeg there from Enzo Martinez.
Akinyoti recovered to deny the shot of Palomino. Fuchs is way forward here, trying to win the ball back, and he'll start to circulate back into position. And let's be frank, Charlotte's down their starting goalkeeper and an uber talented winger as well.
Chance.
Ahead here for Kelly. Kelly can put a bow on it. Dane Kelly drives, deflected by Craig. And this cat at least has another life for Miami.
Dane Kelly, what a chance that was. He'll be disappointed with that. For him, that's a great chance. Could have definitely put a bow on it right there.
Sion McFarlane, let's see just how much of an arm he's got. Header down toward the penalty spot. Flick down for Francois. Francois whips this in front and in! It's a seeing eye, 88th minute equalizer from Cristiano Francois. Miami level on the road.
Sometimes you just have to swing it in and see what happens. Cristiano Francois is dancing with it a little bit, just puts it in an area. Looks like it could have been dealt with. I saw Hugh Roberts try and cut it out, couldn't get there. And it nestles in the bottom corner. Another goal out of nothing. Where has that come from, Mike, again? This is one of those days. Look at Paul Dalglish. He doesn't stop believing till the end, if I'm being honest with you. I saw him on the edge of his seat.
Fifth of the year, 2-goal deficit, wiped away by Miami on the road in an effort to go 7 unbeaten, grab at least a point here in Charlotte. Ball driven forward with the bounce. The offside flag had gone up against Kelly.
That goal has huge implications on those standings now.
Enormous.
Mike Jeffries can't be happy. Played very well in the first half. The game is not even over. We've seen Miami FC do this before, 2-0 down and come back and win it.
This would put Charlotte and Charleston level in the standings going into Tuesday night, where Hartford and Charleston play. Enzo Martinez into the 90th minute. It'd be a spectacular 2 points if either side can pick up the extras. Otherwise, they'll settle for 1 apiece. Armour, slow and steady.
Mike, 1 is not going to feel enough.
Armour over Johnson narrowly. Enzo Martinez was claiming a corner. It is a goal kick for Connor Sparrow. Stoppage time is going to be potentially some heart-stopping stuff. 4 added minutes presented by Famous Toastery.
4 minutes of stoppage time.
Palomino. Riascos. Johnson. Palomino's transversed the top of the box. He's found a bit of space, and the header back is over the line from McFarland. Corner, Charlotte.
Let's hear it. Come on, you Jacks.
They're trying to get this atmosphere going for this last 3 minutes. Would love to get 3 points just been taken away from you like that.
The service is up toward Fuchs. Armin turns on Francois, circles this back, settled by Palacios. That's a calm clearance from Miami.
Gonna get that back in this box again.
Floated forward again. Sparrow rises above the rest and quickly distributes.
They're not happy with the draw either, but here it comes again.
You're also on the road. That's a chance where if the distribution isn't there, goodness. It's Miami who's taken possession, however, through Akinyoti. Contact from Johnson, the back of De Silva.
Needless foul there. Miami FC, Paul Dalglish encourages his players to go for goals every opportunity. And here they come.
Floated forward, away by Fuchs. Halfway through stoppage time. Ahead for Kelly from Martinez. Martinez is sprinting out of midfield. Kelly drives on Craig. Kelly trying to work his way through. Contact from McFarland. Referee's arms out to his side. No foul.
McFarland done well to double up there and just lean on Dane Kelly enough and put him off. It's good defending from him.
Palacios kept that away from Martinez. 90 seconds to go. Hartford still trailing 1-0 to New York. This whipped a goal handled by Pack from De Silva. A point here for Charlotte moves them into a tie for 4th. All 3 points put them firmly in playoff position, looking ahead to a busy Tuesday night in the Atlantic. Across the halfway line, Joel Johnson peers forward. Martinez. Off by Sparrow. Not a lot of support for Dane Kelly.
Disappointing for Charlotte. Mike, what have we seen this second half? Not much. 2 goals have gone in. No, one was a cross that's gone in. The other one was crossed from the halfway line. Not long left now. Can they get one more chance?
Diagonal ball through. Dane Kelly trying to force his way into the equation. Enzo Martinez goes in as well. It is a free kick for Miami. Martinez shown a yellow card, and the crowd incensed. And Baggio, worse for the wear. That was a really awkward landing.
Yeah, this was a bit of a tough collision here. Let's see. I think yellow's fair there.
Independence fans, tonight's Noda Brewing Company man of the match is Enzo Martinez.
Shouldn't be much time left at all in this. You'd argue that for Miami, they came looking for more, but they'll likely walk away pleased with a point, all things considered. The performance in the final 30 minutes to turn this thing around. Armour is down. And they're working on his left calf, the athletic trainer. Armour making his way off in what'll likely be just seconds left.
Complete construction services substitution for the Independence.
Substitution here for Charlotte. Brought on Sabella. That's the last available substitution, and we're 2 minutes past stoppage time. Armour comes off. Complete construction services substitution. Sabella may only get a matter of seconds. Header away, throw Miami. They're going to let this play. If they don't get this ball thrown in quickly, they might not get the chance to do it at all. See how much of an arm McFarland has in what has to be one of the last interactions of the game. Headers away. It's full time for Miami. It's now 7 unbeaten. From 2 goals down, they get a draw on the road at Charlotte. Continue to trudge upward in the Atlantic Division. For Charlotte, they'll feel like they could have had all 3, but they'll only take a point. And as it stands presently, they're tied for 4th in the Atlantic Division. Tonight's man of the match presented by Noda Brewing Company. Enzo Martinez had the 2nd goal. had a couple of really classy moments on the ball too, and you know anytime he's on the field, there's no quit in him or the team.
That's what we've come to expect from him, creative player. Get him on the ball. They've got Marvo. They're not going to be happy with today, but that first half performance, something to build on.
Postgame is coming up. Full-time highlights. Charlotte unable to take all 3 points, and they'll feel like they lost 2. 2-2 against Miami. Postgame when we return.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Duckworth's Grill and Tap House is your destination for great food. Duckworth's is open for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery. Make sure you complete your order with an ice-cold Pepsi. Duckworth's is locally owned and operated. Pepsi, that's what I like.
Pain can't wait. That's why Novant Health is making access to orthopedic care easier than ever. Same-day appointments, after-hours care available for urgent needs, and the safest care in the region. Book now.
Well, Mike Jeffrey's side is going to be disappointed tonight. They did indeed step on the second half banana peel. Charlotte 2, Miami 2. Mike Watts-Lloyd, Sam to wrap this one up. Let's take a look at the save of the game. It's presented by Big Ben Pub, and it's early on. Francois from a tight angle.
Yeah, Francois. I like how he started the game, got at some players. That's a pretty comfortable save, though. Had to be saved nonetheless.
Here are the full-time highlights. They're brought to you by Duckworth's. We begin in the 19th minute. Irvin Parra after this Marvo and Johnson exhibition.
Great football. Just enjoy it. I don't really need to say much. Look at the cross here. Right into the area, Irvin Parra. And that's how the game started. It was all Charlotte.
25th minute. Could have been a second here. It's 1-0 Rue in hindsight. Palacios, poor clearance. Marvo in all alone, hits the post.
Probably one of the biggest moments when you look back at it now. They did go 2-0 up, but that's got to go in there, and he'll know it.
44th minute, it's Enzo Martinez creating off Armour's ball through.
Great ball through, still love that ball. Enzo has 3 touches here, puts it straight down the middle. Bit too easy from Miami FC's point of view.
Enzo Martinez bagging his 42nd as a member of the Independents, ahead to the 63rd minute. This is when it all started to turn for Miami FC. In the end, I think Austin Pack's going to be disappointed on both goals.
Look at where that ball's been crossed from, near the halfway line. That can't happen.
Paco Craig the first, and then Francois the second here off the recycled ball.
Yeah, this is just sticking it in an area, hoping for something. And you know he's rewarded with it, drops into the corner. Very surprised that's gone in. Hugh Roberts probably put Pack off it a little bit.
And then the last opportunity here for Miami is, or for Charlotte, is that a foul for you?
I think it's well defended. You know, he's got his hands in the air. He's just, it's not a foul.
No, I think Kelly does more of the work there than McFarland does. Here are the full match stats brought to you by Famous Toastery, and a chance, Lloyd, for your final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Charlotte Independents, they're going to feel like they've lost 2 points here. A game 2-0 up. You think you got to win when you're 2-0 up. The scrappy goals they've conceded, this one's going to hurt.
Miami more possession, fewer shots. Charlotte Had a chance for a 3-0 lead at halftime, squandered that, squandered a chance to own fourth place for the time being. They're still in a tie for playoff position. For Miami, 1 point closer to Pittsburgh and the Rowdies at the top. For our entire NEP Vista World Link crew, led by producer Dusty Curl, director Jonathan Telcher, Miguel Manella, John Angulo, and Lloyd Sam alongside Mike Watts saying so long from the Queen City. Charlotte 2, Miami 2.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.